we know that's coming from our mind? You getting it? This is a question that we have to explore. So don't forget the example of the movie. Where is the movie? Movie is on the screen. Where is the movie coming from? Coming from the projector behind you. Likewise, where's the flower? It's in the vase. Where it's coming from? It's coming from our mind. Don't forget it. Everything is coming from our mind. But when you look at the flower, how does it appear? Does it appear as though like it's coming from the mind or it's coming from there, from the object? How does it appear to you? Yes, it appears as though like it's coming from the object. In actuality, it's coming from your mind, subjective mind. Right? So therefore there's a discrepancy. How it appears is coming from the object, and the reality that is coming from your mind is empty from the object. You getting it? Okay. Now, yes.
It's like it's in a dream.
Exactly like a dream.
It's come from your
Mind.
Not from the from the storage.
The mind.
From the imprints. From the imprints.
Yeah.
Storage imprint. Imprints or the storage.
Subconscious.
Subconscious. Yes. From the imprints. Yes, yes.
To the skin.
And then the movie is created. The dream is created.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you need.
But when you're in the dream, you see the dream is real.
Yeah.
As though like it's not coming from the subconscious. In actuality, it's coming from the subconscious. Right? Very good. Okay. So with this, what we will learn is that there's a discrepancy. When you look at this flower, there's a discrepancy between the reality and the appearance. And what's the appearance of this flower? The flower appears as objectively real. What is the reality? That the flower is empty of objectivity. Okay, this much we have to say. In what way this flower is similar to the dream? In what way this flower is similar to the dream? That this flower and the dream, these two share one thing. What is that thing that is shared between the two things? The discrepancy between the reality and appearance. What is the appearance of the flower? Okay, this we have to say. This we have to be able to say this. What's the appearance of the flower? This flower appears as objectively real. What's the reality of this flower? That this flower is empty of objective existence. If this much you can say, then on that basis you can meditate later on. Right? Okay. Okay, tell me, in what way this flower resembles the dream? That the dream and the flower shares one thing in common. What is that one thing? The discrepancy between the appearance and the reality. What is the appearance of this flower? That the flower appears as objectively real. What's the reality of this flower?
Empty.
That the flower is empty of objective existence. When you say the flower is subjectively real, you are in a way saying this flower is empty of objective reality. You getting it? Okay, this is discrepancy. Now, appearance-wise, it appears objectively real. That's fine. Reality, that it is empty of objective reality. How can I know this? It appears so real. So how can I say that it's empty of objective reality? How can I know this? For this matter, we have to understand what emptiness is. Okay, to establish what emptiness is, we have to study what is known as the four essentials. The reasoning of the four essentials to establish emptiness. The reasoning. How do we know that the flower does not exist objectively? Right? For this we have to learn what is known as the reasoning of the four essentials. The reasoning of the four essentials. Reasoning of the four essentials to establish emptiness. The reasoning of the four essentials to establish emptiness. Reasoning of the four essentials to establish emptiness. Okay. What are the four essentials? 1. Essential of identifying the object of negation. Essential of identifying the object of negation. Four essentials. Essential, Gila?
זה כמו יסודות או עיקרים. יסודות.
Louder?
יסודות.
יסודות.
מהות.
זה בהקשר הזה זה כמו יסוד. יסוד זה
כל
משהו.
המשפט ליסודות שלנו גשם?
זה ארבעת היסודות לביסוס הריקות. הנימוקים של ארבעת היסודות לביסוס הריקות.
The four essentials to establish the emptiness. The reasoning of the four essentials to establish emptiness. Four essentials. The first one, essential of identifying the object of negation. The essential of identifying the object of negation. Number one. Number two. Okay. Number one, the essential of identifying the object of negation. Essential of identifying the object of negation. Number one. Number two, essential of understanding the emptiness. Essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being one with its parts. Essential of understanding the emptiness. Essential of understanding the emptiness of object apostrophe S, objects being one with its parts. The essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being one with its parts. Essential of understanding the objects being one with its parts. Next, essential of understanding the emptiness. Number three, essential of understanding the objects being different from its parts. So replace one with the different. One and different, you change it. Otherwise, everything's same. Essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being different from its parts.
Being separate.
Same, okay. Essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being separate from being different, same. Being different from the parts, being separate from the parts, same.
Yeah?
Same. Essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being different or being separate from its parts. And then finally, essential of understanding the pervasion. What is pervasion?
חדירה. זה מאוד קשה לתרגם. Very difficult to...
Oh, pervasion. Pervasive condition suffering. Pervasive.
Yes, same word.
What is that?
הסבל חודר קול, זה ה-pervasive condition suffering, הסבל המותנה שחודר קול, ו-pervasion זה חדירה. לפעמים אומרים חלחול, שאחד בתוך חודר לשני.
The essential of understanding the pervasion, that anything which is essential understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty of being one with or different from its parts. Essential understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty of being one with or different from its parts, being one with or different from its parts, entails E-N-T-A-I-L-S. Just write it down, I'll explain this later. Entails the emptiness of objective existence of the object. Essential understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty of being one with or different from its parts entails the emptiness of objective existence of the object. The essential understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty of being one with or different from its parts entails the emptiness of objective existence of the object. Got it? Therefore, conclusion. After the four essentials, in conclusion. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. No, just write it down. Write it down. Yeah, therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Therefore, emptiness of the objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Okay, now we have to do these the four essentials, right? Ready? Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object.
So it's all and nothing. Together.
Wonderful.
All and nothing.
Therefore, emptiness of object. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the object of the object. Okay, ready now? The four essentials. Okay. What's the first essential? Identifying the object of negation. Okay, let's say. Okay. Okay, let's say that I come to Kibbutz Mayhem. Yagihan. I come to Kibbutz Mayhem, right? And then you're all very aware, you all are very familiar with this kibbutz, and I come here and I'm always restless. I'm little, apprehensive, cautious, scared. I'm scared. You could see this through my body language. Then you ask me, why you seem so scared, not settled? What's the problem? You're scared. I said, yes, I'm scared. I'm scared. And then you say that, don't worry, there's no tiger in this kibbutz. Right? Still I remain very scared. Right? You said that, don't worry, there's no tiger in this. Is it true or not? In this kibbutz there's no tiger. Is it true?
No.
It's not true. There's tiger.
No, there's no tiger.
No, is it true or not?
It's true.
It's true, right? So, which means the statement that you made is correct, but it does not help to remove my fear.
You don't believe me?
No, I believe you. That there's no tiger in this hall. No, there's no tiger in this kibbutz. I believe in you. But it does not help to remove my fear. Okay, now what will you do? Now you may say, Geshe, don't worry, there's no elephant in this hall, elephant in this kibbutz. Still, it's correct, but still my fear is not gone. What will you do now?
I offer to take you around and look for you. No, I asked you, what are you afraid of?
Very good. Right? Don't give your own options. Don't give your own options. Oh, I said that there's no tiger, he's not happy. I said there's no elephant, still his fear is the end. Now what should I say? Okay, Geshe, don't worry, there's no terrorists in this. Still I'm scared. What should I say now? It's a waste of your time. You ask me directly, what are you scared of? You ask me directly, what are you scared of? Then I would say, I'm scared of mosquitoes. Right? With mosquitoes I may have malaria. I may have dengue, I may have this, that, at least the flu, right? Flu created by the malaria, right? Okay, so therefore, rather than taking you all the way down, to show me that there's no tiger, that is pointless. Mosquitoes, you cannot see them, right? Instead of taking me through, just ask me directly, what are you afraid of? I'm afraid of mosquitoes. Don't worry, no mosquitoes at all, right? This kibbutz is mosquito free, right? Wow, I'm very relieved. You're getting it? So therefore, although your earlier statements are correct, they are wisdom. They're correct. They are correct, valid mind, valid thought. But that valid mind must be directly in opposition to what creates fear in me. What creates fear in me is doubting that there must be mosquitoes. So the wisdom that you should give it to me is that there is no mosquito, rather than there is no tiger. You getting it? Okay. Now, what creates all the fear in us? Any form of fears. Underlying that is the belief that things exist, objectively real. You getting it? Okay. Now let's say, when you say that there's no mosquitoes in this kibbutz, what did you negate? Mosquitoes in this kibbutz, right? You negated the mosquitoes in this kibbutz. So for you to negate the mosquitoes, okay, say in this kibbutz there is no luncheon. In this kibbutz there is no luncheon.
Lunch.
Right?
Lunch?
Luncheon. I didn't say lunch. Lunch because.
חדר אוכל.
It's not true.
Huh?
It's
There
not
is a.
זהו.
There is.
Yes.
There is luncheon.
Yes.
חוץ לאנשי.
Dining hall.
דיינינג הול.
Dining hall.
What
There's
is
no
luncheon?
luncheon.
What is luncheon?
You have to without asking, just suppose no point. Ask what is luncheon? Be very direct. Luncheon is elephant. This is Tibetan label for elephant. Not lunchroom.
I ask you that. Is it learning room? So you have to know who to ask.
Right? Okay, so you have to ask me what is luncheon? Luncheon means elephant. Okay, there's no luncheon. What did I negate?
Luncheon.
Luncheon or elephant is negated. You're getting it? If you don't identify what is luncheon, right, then you cannot negate it. You're getting it? To negate it, you have to know exactly what you're negating. Now say, this flower is not chocolate. What is negated?
Chocolate.
This flower being a chocolate is negated. To know that this flower is not chocolate, to negate chocolate from this flower, you have to know what chocolate is. Right? Okay, this flower is not ngarmo. Again, you
נגמרנו.
what is ngarmo? So unless you know what is ngarmo, you cannot negate it. So the point is, what's the first essential? Essential of identifying the object of negation. What is to be negated, you have to know very precisely. Okay, let's say this flower is not ngarmo. Ngarmo means sweet. What is negated? This flower being sweet is negated. This flower is not permanent. What's negated? This flower being permanent is negated. This flower is not objectively real. What is negated? This flower being objectively true is negated, right? So only when you negate the objective existence of the flower, then you understand emptiness. Now to understand emptiness, you have to know what exactly is meant by objective existence. Because this is to be negated. Only when you negate this, you see the emptiness of this. You see the emptiness of this, then you understand emptiness. So to negate objective existence, we have to know what objective existence is. Okay, now tell me, this flower is empty of objective existence. Emptiness of the objective existence of this flower. Let me say this again. Emptiness of the objective existence of this flower. What is objective negation?
Emptiness of the flower being empty. This flower being objectively exists.
Very good. Don't say empty. Empty is to be established, not negate. Right? This flower being objectively existent. Okay. Emptiness of objective existence in general. Emptiness of objective existence. What is negated?
Phenomena being objective.
Objective existence negated. Right? Phenomena being objective existence is also fine. So, emptiness of objective existence. What is negated? Objective existence negated. You're getting it? Objective existence negated. To negate objective existence, you have to know what exactly is objective existence. Okay. Now tell me, emptiness of objective existence. What is the objective negation? Objective existence is the objective negation. Now, what do you understand by objective existence? This next question. Okay, anyone? Only if you know what objective existence is, if it comes to your mind very clearly, then you can reject it. If you don't know what duktang is, you cannot negate it. Do you negate the? Do you know the emptiness of duktang?
What is Dutan?
What is duktang? You are getting it. If you don't know what duktang is, you cannot negate it. Duktang means mosquitoes, right? So to negate something, you have to know what you are negating. So to negate objective existence, you have to know what is objective existence. So therefore, the first essential. What is the first essential?
Identify the
Essential of identifying object negation. This is so important. Right? Okay. Let's say if there is a poisonous tree growing there, and how this poisonous tree is harmful to you is for no other reason other than the wind blowing through the wind blowing through this tree and through the pollens on the tree, the flowers on the tree, the pollens, they hit your body, and then it creates skin rashes, and you have asthma attack. You're getting it because of these pollens. Okay, now how far you want to remove this problem? Asthma problem and the skin rashes problem. So for that, there are so many ways of doing it. One is by removing all the leaves and the flowers from this tree. One. Okay. Does it help you to remove the skin rashes? Of course it helps. Temporary. Although it helps. Yes, of course it helps. Number two, to chop the branch. Not only remove the flowers, but chop the branch. Then it's longer lasting. The relief is longer lasting. Then somebody will, even if you chop the branch, but after a few months it will again grow. So what's the wisest thing to do?
to put something on the skin, no?
Okay, yeah, because every day you have to put the skin, then it's very expensive. Right? And your skin may also lose the what? Vitality, contraction, so forth, right?
To move the place.
To remove? Okay, to remove your place.
It's more expensive.
To move your place is very expensive.
To cut the wood.
To cut the road.
And to cut a nice tree.
Yes. Okay. Okay, then the second term, this is the second part, right? First part is cut the road. Cut the road, then you don't have to move your place, you don't have to put any ointment there, you can retain the vitality of your skin, right? Okay, so to cut the road, likewise, right? Although all are the ways and means to relieve you from the problem, but the final way is, the best thing is to cut the root. Likewise, when you identify object of negation, you identify object of negation in different ways. Some are gross, some are subtler, some are very subtle. You're getting it? Depending on what object of negation you identify, to that extent you will be benefited. If you identify the object of negation very gross, you are benefiting very gross. If you identify the object of negation very subtle, you'll be benefited so much. And if you identify the subtleness of the object of negation, you will see the subtleness of the emptiness. You getting it? So therefore, what is the subtleness of the object of negation? What is the subtleness of the object of negation? Hey, what is the subtleness of the object of negation? Objective existence. Objective existence. What do you understand by objective existence, anyone? This is the key now. What do you understand by objective existence?
Dependent on cause and conditions.
Not dependent on causes and conditions, number one. Not dependent on me. Not dependent on me, my mind perceiving the object.
Is it
Number
not
two.
cause and condition?
No. What you said is not dependent on cause and conditions. Then what Shor is saying is not dependent on my mind seeing the object. Number two. Number three, anyone else?
An object that exists of its own side.
The object existing from its own side. Number three, very good. Anyone else? What do you understand by objective existence, which we learned the last 2 days? Anyone? Objective existence. So we got 3 answers. 3 answers may be same, may be different. We don't know. We will explore a little later. what do you understand by objective existence? Right? Objective existence is not true. It does not exist. But you have to identify this. To negate it, you have to identify this. What do you understand by objective existence? Any idea? Any more idea?
That it exists, but you need to make a research on his life.
That something exists, but
You need to לחקור אותו.
Analyze.
To analyze it.
that's true, that's true. My question is, what do you understand by objective existence? You know? How do we remove it? How do we reject it? Is it through analysis? That's fine, that's the second step. The first thing is, what do you understand by objective existence? Huh?
Not dependent on its part.
That it is not dependent on its parts. Okay, we have now 4 different answers coming.
That it's permanent?
That is permanent.
That it exists not in the way we see it.
That it does not that the object existing the way we see it.
There is a
discrepancy,
not the way.
That there's no discrepancy.
Between
There's
the
discrepancy
way we
without
see it
discrepancy.
and the way that it exists.
Discrepancy without discrepancy. Discrepancy or no discrepancy?
There is a
Discrepancy is not negated.
No.
No discrepancy is negated. Very good.
Is objectively by the subject.
Huh?
Is objectively.
Oh, it is designated by the subject.
Yeah.
Now we have to say the opposite. That it is not designated by the subject. That is to be negated. Is what you're saying? Okay, good. Any more ideas? Okay, now let's say permanent. Permanent is very gross. It is not the subtlest object of negation. And not dependent cause and effect is very gross. If you could remember the 3 levels of dependent origination, what is the first one? Dependent origination. I think we learned it. I think we learned it 2 years ago. When did we learn this? 2 years ago. 3 levels of dependent origination. What are the 3 levels of dependent origination? Don't just say cause and conditions. Be very clear. I give you full, you give me full. Right? Dependent origination of the results dependence on the causes. Right? What is the second one? Dependent origination of the wholes dependence on the parts. Very good, you have it. Number 3. Dependent origination of the dependence on mere mental designation. Very good. You're getting it? Of the 3, and I did say that these three differ in subtlety. From the first through to the third, it progressively becomes subtler. Meaning that the first one is gross, second one is subtle, third one is subtlest. You getting it? Which means that cause and effect, not dependent cause and effect, this is the gross one, this first one. So therefore, it is not the subtlest identification of object negation. Okay. And then Shosh was said that the things existing independent of how my mind sees it, which means that independent of how my mind sees means my mind does not have the power. You know, objective existence means object exists independent of my mind. Very good. This is one understanding. And then what the Tamil said is that what? You said it? You said what? Before the no discrepancy before that? Not the past. Past said by...
She said there's no discrepancy.
No, that is the second part. She said 2 things.
It
First
doesn't
one.
exist from the side of the object.
Did you say this? You forgot.
No, I did say it.
Okay, if you said it, then perfect. That
Maybe different words.
that object exists from the side of object.
The object doesn't exist. of
No.
its own-
What is object negation?
Oh, that it exists. on
That
its own.
exists from its own sign. Very good. So these two are much more same. And then what the Orala said is that exists independent of the parts. That's the second level of dependent origination. Right? That it exists independent of the parts is object negation related to the second level of dependent origination, which is still very gross. You getting it? Okay. So now the subtlest one is that it exists independently of